So welcome back to the channel, guys. Have the Naruto color changing LED gaming headphones with color changing LED. Kind of already said that, but you know what? It is what it is. Now you can find this at Five Below. This is a whopping $10, so it's a little bit more expensive than the other headphones, primarily because the Naruto sign, the symbol, lights up. You know how it is when it comes to these anime things, and something that's popular, it costs a tad bit more money. And it does come with a 2-in-1 adapter included. So with this adapter, for you guys that aren't sure, it's necessary for tower PCs. If you have a laptop, you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, with that being said, let's hop right into this review and see if this is ideal for your personal needs. So like always, guys, welcome back. What I'm going to go ahead and say is I'm going to kind of change up how I do headphones unboxings, right? What I'm going to start doing is, instead of saying if something is good or bad for the most part, I'm going to let you guys decide it on your own. Still going to give my opinion, but the way I see it, there's different types of demographics. There's some people that have never owned earpods. There are some people that have never owned a high-end headset and they're used to dealing with mid-tier or low-end stuff, and they're perfectly fine with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it kind of makes me a little biased if I start just comparing these headphones to Bose and different companies. So I'm going to definitely work on that. So with that being said, check the description. You're going to see it where you can skip to the part that you want to see. If you want to skip the unboxing and go straight to the sound. So with that being said, this is the headset right here. So there isn't much that actually comes inside of it. Put that to the side. Right here, we have the little, pull this out for you right now. Just so you guys know, in case you're wondering why the quality of the video changed, I'm actually recording this on the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022 edition. So if you like this camera and you're thinking about doing unboxings or things like that, this is the quality that you're going to get. It's currently in 60 frames. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. These are the headphones right here. Now, this piece is what most people are missing when it comes to PCs. When they ask me certain questions, they say, how do you hook it up to a PC? So right here, this is the recorder section, and this right here is the headphone jack. Now, obviously, it's called something different when you connect to a PC, but they're either color-coded, normally on your computer or in the front of your computer, which most of us that have towers, you'll see the outlets right there, and they'll show the little symbol. So you can just plug them both in, and what'll happen is, if you're using a PC, at least Windows 10 and up, it'll automatically switch the sound over for you, or it'll ask you to turn on the sound profile, press OK, and then you'll be talking out of this headset. Now, be aware of the fact that if you're going to use these for PC purposes, make sure you know what your output is. If you're using a microphone, make sure you know what your input is if you're using a headset, so you don't mix them all up. But anyway, this piece right here normally costs about $5 or $10, depending on where you go, but luckily it comes with it. Now, what I will say is, if you buy these headphones and they're not for you, if you keep them, hold on to this. Because remember, any headset that uses the headphone jack is going to plug into this, and you can plug into the PC and you can use it with the actual boom microphone that comes with it. So let's toss that to the side right now. And this is the physical headset right here. So you have the Naruto symbols right here. It does light up, which I'll show you guys how it lights up in real time. You have the boom stick, which is not retractable or anything like that, and that's fine. I don't really care if it's retractable. This is the type of headset where you keep it plugged up to your computer, meaning not plugged up, but you keep it on the side of your computer. If you're using a tablet, if you're playing a Nintendo Switch, different things, you can use it with no problem. Now, this is the headphone jack, 3.5, plugs into any phone, any device that has one. If you don't have one, you'll need a dongle to connect to it. And you can plug this up with no problem. It'll work automatically. On the other hand, this is the micro USB. Now, USB-A, I believe it's called. When you plug this up, this is what you need that will, it'll register it as in the lights will actually come on, which I will show you guys in real time. We'll skip that part. We'll come back to the physical aesthetics right now. I'm just going to work on the actual sound so you can hear how well it sounds while doing a recording, and you can determine if it is in fact worthwhile for you to use this, let's say if you're gaming or anything like that. And I also will do a music review for you guys to let you know how good the quality of sound is, because you got to remember, some people will use these, when you use headphones, you want to make sure that the background sounds good. You want to make sure that everything sounds clear, especially if you're playing games like Call of Duty or any game for that matter. Resident Evil, it could be Ender Lilies, doesn't really matter. It could be any game that you play. You want to make sure that the sound profile is good enough where you can have this on your head. Otherwise, will totally ruin your experience. I cannot stress so much. I can't stress enough how much that actually has destroyed many gaming experiences for me using the wrong headphones. So you live and you learn as time goes on. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and go over to the section where, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how it looks plugged up, and then we'll do the sound test. Guys, so like I said earlier in the video, this is the headset. Now let's go ahead and just look at the profile of the headset being plugged in so you have an idea of what you're dealing with here. So as soon as you plug this in to a power source, this is what you get. Now, like I said before, it's currently not plugged into anything else. As you can see, the USB is only for a power source. It does not affect your microphone. It does not affect the actual quality of the headset itself. It's just for aesthetic reasons if you have this on your head, so it looks pretty cool. And normally, because this is plugged up through USB, this is more so something that you hook up to a PC. Now, granted, you can plug it up to a regular headset. A regular Bluetooth device such as a phone, tablet, PC, laptop, many different things, Nintendo Switch, PS4 control. Is it PS4 or the PS5? One of them uses a 3.5 headphone jack. So you do have the option to plug it up to multiple devices if that's what you choose to do. So it is multi-platform. But if you want the lights, it is going to have to be hooked up to a power source. And unfortunately, if you're hooking this up to like a PlayStation, you're not going to see those lights because unless it's plugged up directly to the USB, directly to the system or some type of wall outlet, unfortunately, you're not going to see this. But if you're plugged up to a PC, you already know that there's going to be a bunch of USBs, there's going to be headphone jacks, all your connections in front of your face. So you have pretty much nothing to worry about for the most part. And like I was saying before, it's a pretty cool looking headset. I'll be honest with you, I think this is the Kanaho symbol. I could be wrong about that. I don't think it's the Chiha one. But anyway, you know what? No, it might be. Now I think about it, it might be. But I don't really remember. I haven't watched that series in so long. But this is how it looks. So it does have its little comfort form factor right here. Pretty nice looking. Not much to really say. It's not like there are removable cushions or anything like that. They do twist, believe it or not. So these probably do come off, but if you're looking for a replacement, it's just not really going to happen. It's first come, first serve at the store, and that's pretty much it. And like I said, it is $10. So with that being said, that's enough of the aesthetic and the look. I want to go ahead and just do a sound profile for you guys so you can actually see it in real time. Then we'll do a fit test, and then we will close out this video. So right here is a recording of the Naruto 5 Below headset. Now, granted, like we talked about price, it is $10. I mean, you got to understand this is a licensed product, so that's why they're selling it for more. But if you're listening to the audio quality right now and you're perfectly fine with this, this is how it's going to sound if you're talking to someone in a phone conversation or if you're just doing a regular recording. So again, it's not the highest quality in the world, but it doesn't mean that it's the worst either. And for anyone that's looking for something that's actually affordable, you happen to see this at the store and you were a little skeptical about the product, similar to how I was, well, here's the video for you. Now you know how it sounds. Now you know how it's going to sound during recordings. Unfortunately, the voice is not adjustable. And what I mean by that is there's no software for this. Now, if you're using some type of voice changing software or recording software, obviously you could soften up the voice to do whatever it is that you want. But I'm just straight out of the box, plugged up to a phone, recording right away, and this is the quality that you're getting. So with that being said, let's do a second test and a fit test. Hey guys, so this is the shaky cam right here. Normally I would have this hooked up to the actual mic stand, but I don't even care about that right now. The point of this recording is to show you, one was an actual voice recording with an application. I use it for Motorola, Samsung, they all have the same type of voice recorders, so you can get exactly how it sounds recording. But with this one right here, I wanted to show you how a video would sound in real time, which honestly isn't much different, but just to show you that, in different circumstances, you're still getting the same quality of sound. Now, what I will also say is that, remember, because this is also a fit test too, so let me talk about that kind of. The fit itself feels pretty good, if you're being completely honest. I don't have any, it does feel a little bit tight on the side of the ear, so if you're a person that's using glasses, if you have thin glasses, you should be fine. If you have thick glasses like me, where I have the extra thick shafts, I'll show you right now, because it's been a while since I showed these on camera. This is how thick my glasses are. These are Razer wireless glasses, they're Bluetooth glasses, so I don't need something like a headset on my head. I have my glasses that I can talk through. But for other people that don't have that and you like this headset, again, it's pretty cool looking. Now, when it comes to fit, I don't have any issues with the earmuffs at all. I don't have any issues up here. If you look up, I don't have any issues whatsoever. It actually feels very, very comfortable. It's snug. For some people, what I will say is because it snaps right back, as you can see. Let me say that again. It snaps back because I wasn't sure if the microphone picked up my voice a moment ago. It doesn't. I don't have any issues. I wore it for about an hour and a half tops. I didn't have any ear fatigue, and I did that twice. One with just sitting on my head. I didn't even use the headset. I just had it sitting on my head when I was doing my job. I had no issue whatsoever. The second time, I was actually listening to recordings. I was actually listening to a couple things in the headset itself, and it sounded perfectly fine. Like when I say sound, I mean it felt perfectly fine on my head, not sound. We do the sound test after this. But yeah, I don't have an issue with this whatsoever. It sounds clear. Clear enough for the $10 price tag. It's not the best in the world. So obviously, if you've seen my channel, I do have substantially better headphones that I could suggest to you guys. But you got to remember, this is something that you could buy at 10 Below immediately. Just go to your neighborhood store, find it in the anime section. Like some stores have complete anime sections with shirts, figurines, everything, and this just happens to be one of the products sitting there. So with that being said, it's not the worst, it's not the best, but it does get the job done. So anyway, let's hop onto that music test right now and not waste any more time. So let's go ahead and get this music test on the road. So if you see the colors change, I honestly don't know why it changes from like yellow to white from time to time, but I do notice that those two colors do fluctuate in this particular room. And again, it's not the highest end camera, so bear with me. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and plug this up, and I'm going to talk to you guys as I play music on this so we can see how good it actually sounds in real time. So it is currently plugged up right now, as you can see. I'm going to pop this on my head. But before I pop it on my head, let me go ahead and go to the file manager. Okay. I should have some type of, do I have music on this? You know what? I probably didn't put music on this phone, and that's okay. So what I'll just go ahead and do is keep talking to you right now. And I'm going to go ahead and go to YouTube and just play a song for you guys. So hopefully the YouTube algorithm doesn't start complaining about, you know, me playing copyrighted music, but you're not going to be able to hear it. So there you go. Glorilla, what's the guy's name? Deuce. Here we go. All right. So I'll go ahead and play this for you guys. All right, here we are. All right, so the headset's on my head currently. Sounds pretty good so far. Just to add, you know how ads have a little bit of bass. Okay, adds bass. The noise quality doesn't sound that bad. I mean, like talking quality. When I heard the voices, that's what I mean. All right, here we go. Okay. It's like no. Okay, the bass, it's not bad. It's not heavy bass at all, but it's not bad. Like you can still feel the bass over some of the other elements of the song. The voices are very, very clear, but they do sound a little watery. Let me pause it and explain that. All right, so what I mean by the voices sound watery is the voices are very loud and clear. The bass is very crisp. So I'll give it that. But when I say watery, like if you ever had a high-end headset or AirPods, I always use them as an example, AirPods for a particular reason. It's not to shame these headphones. They actually sound pretty decent. What I mean is when you hear voices, typically the voices sound real. When you listen to AirPods or you listen to Galaxy Buds, the voices sound like the person's talking to you with the clarity that's in front of your face. Now, these kind of sound like it's a little underwater, meaning it sounds a little faded, the voices, where you could definitely tell that it's synthetic. You can tell that it doesn't feel like, all right, put it this way. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm trying my best to explain this to you guys, right? So what I mean in that situation is when you listen to songs, you know how you can get enveloped in the music, like certain headsets have 360 audio and all different types of things like that. Well, this doesn't have those features. And as you're playing music, the instruments, the piano that was playing in the background, the bass, the kicks, everything is there. You hear everything the way similar to the way the artist intended, meaning you can hear every single instrument individually, because some headphones don't do a good job of mixing everything. These actually do. The problem is that once you hear the headset, the talking or the music quality, you know how like it sounds like you're in an open room where it's like a lot of echoes? There you go. That's how you explain it. That's how the headset sounds. Like the voices sound kind of far away and like they did a recording in an open studio. So it sounds like the voices are kind of bouncing back and forth. That's not the way it's supposed to be, but it still is pretty clear. Also, in addition to that, when I turn it up, okay, cool. So when you turn it up, the voices, the song, the beats, the kicks, nothing breaks up. The hats, nothing breaks up. Normally with cheaper headphones, the higher it goes, the more it crackles, the worse it sounds. But in this particular situation, it actually sounds very, very good. It sounds very, very clear. Like I said, it does sound like a little bit underwater kind of. I used to say it sounds like someone's getting choked while punching in the face underwater. It doesn't sound that bad at all. It just kind of sounds like you can tell that it's a lower end product, but you can also tell that it's good enough where when you're playing video games or if you're listening to music or you're immersed in a podcast, you're still going to get the quality of sound. But if you're expecting high-end quality in bass, if you're expecting rich bass, or if you're expecting like rich quality of sounds, music, instruments, saxophones, different things going on, you're going to hear each individual instrument, but you're going to definitely tell that it sounds a little lackluster, like you're still using a cheap headset. You're not going to be enveloped in the music like you would normally be if you use something of a higher quality. So with that being said, hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. I know I got to work on how I speak about these type of reviews, but this is the best way I can explain that. They're not bad, but they're not the best. Put it this way. When I compare the sound, J-Labs, if you ever heard of that headset, they tend to have better bass, but they also suffer from not having quality of sound overall. This is similar to that, just a few notches down. So if I had to give it 1 out of 10, 5 being normal, or 5 being below average, like a 4, I'll give it a 4 out of 5, a 4 out of 10. That doesn't mean that it's bad. You got to understand that a 5 is average, which means you can use it just fine. You won't have an issue with it whatsoever. The people that want 10 headsets are Bose users, AirPod users. There are people that go into actual music stores and buy real authentic headphones where they want the best of quality. And not many people, probably view my channel are going to necessarily do that. You just want something that works and does the job. And what I will say that this does do the job very well. And you will be satisfied with what you see right here with this particular headset right here. I'm sorry, I had the screen dark the whole time. I was so deep into talking to you guys that I forgot to put it back. They're not bad. They're not horrible at all. But realistically, if you're, a $20 pair of Sony headphones or a $30 pair of Sony headphones will give you better sound, better call quality, better everything, and that probably lasts you for years versus paying $10 for this. And on the flip side, if you was to go to like a Best Buy or get a ON headset from Walmart, they cost like $14.99, maybe $20 tops, depending on when you get. So you will get better sound with a better product. But since we're talking about Five Below, it's a holiday time, you want to grab something fast, the box looks nice, things like that. It works well. It works very, very well. It's not the best, but it still is there. Slightly below average, but it's still good enough where you could do your everyday task without feeling like you're being, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like you're suffering. Now, audio quality is a different story when talking to people. You guys heard that in the video already. So let's just kind of finish this video up and see if this is actually worth the $10. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. The reason why this is worth $10 for multiple reasons. One is that it has the light up aesthetic, which some people will like, especially streamers. Now, what I'll say about streamers is that for me, I have Alienware headphones, I have Anchor headphones, but I use the Alienware because they look the coolest, right? I don't actually talk out of them. I have a microphone at home on my computer, and I just use it to listen to sounds and mix music and things like that. Not mix music, but add music and just do edits in front of my computer. Now, on the flip side of that, for anyone that's looking for this, the reason I say it's worth it is because one is $10. It's Naruto. Most people know what this is. It's color changing. The sound quality isn't the best. It's not horrible, like horrid. Now, granted, there will be some reviews you see on my channel that will sound better than this, the audio quality. But you got to remember that, if you're giving it to a kid, they'll want to listen to it for just talking real fast in a mic. It's definitely better than a Booga headset. I'm going to tell you that now, because those headsets are, I'll be honest, they don't do very well with headsets. They be sounding terrible for the most part, and people make skits making fun of them. They are pretty bad. Some are good, some are bad. It's hard to tell. And that's kind of why you go to a channel like mine to kind of figure out, hey, is this product worth spending? Because I want to waste the $10. Yes, again, the quality of sound could be better. Sound quality to me is a 4. Audio quality is a 4 out of 10, which is slightly below average, but it still is good enough where if you use it and you're not used to higher end headphones or you're used to Five Below products in general, this is going to do you just fine. You're not going to have an issue with the sound. It's going to be something that you're similar to using. Now, if you're talking about different products that are slightly more expensive than $10 that you can get that have better sound, battery life, and all that, like I said, the ON products from Walmart have something I think that's like $14.99 or $19.99 at the most. It's a headset that lasts for like 20 hours in Bluetooth, and it still has the option to use it through micro USB, not micro USB, a headphone jack if you choose to. And I did review that on my channel earlier, so feel free and just browse the channel. But yes, for $10, it is not bad. It's Naruto. The aesthetic is nice. I like the etching. They didn't use like a little cheap sticker. It does light up, so you got to remember what it is that you're paying for that price. Sound quality isn't bad when it comes to music. If you're playing games, you're not going to experience any lag or anything because it's directly connected through the 3.5 headphone jack, so you won't have to worry about latency lag. That's normally for headsets that are Bluetooth, that might use a Bluetooth 5.0 or 5.1 or 5.2. It really depends, and a lot of times you get a product, it may not work that well, even if the box says it does everything. So with that being said, I'll leave this to you guys. Personally, I like the headset. I wouldn't use it for myself only because I have 5,000 of them, but you know, to each their own. But anyway, like always, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.